me, perhaps one of like my most influential moments of me like recognizing my Asian American identity was in 7th grade. It was over spring break. I was biking to the neighborhood basketball park, like a purple Jeep, approaching. As the purple Jeep like passed by me, I was still listening to my music. I wasn't really paying attention. The window rolled down and someone in the Jeep yelled, "You fucking Chinese bitch." I guess my first thought was like, I'm not even Chinese, but I guess to a lot of white America, like that doesn't really matter because I'll be categorized however they see me. I don't know, that was just like a really interesting moment for me because it's not like I had experienced much racism before that. And after that moment in 7th grade, I became more aware of like what it meant when I walked into a room and I was the only Asian American in the room, and how people would perceive me because of that.
I've never resonated with like my involvement with music more than I have sitting in our radio station and like getting to play tracks and like having fun and like mixing stuff together at the same time. You do feel kind of, I guess, alienated. It's just hard to feel welcome and feel like you can put out music and you can have these sets and you can like do stuff and be an active part of the community when you don't really see anyone else like you in the community.
Alright, about the term Korea Boo, I know a lot of things about what Korea is and what like who Korean Americans are in America. They like skew that entire view. Through that, they're only seeing Korea through an entertainment lens. They are diminishing every other aspect about Korean Americans. It makes people feel uncomfortable because they're saying essentially like, oh, I'm obsessed with the Korean entertainment and pop culture, that what I see in you, that you embody, you know? And Korean Americans, I mean, I don't feel comfortable.
The apathy within the Asian American community stems from like a lack of representation in the media. Often Asian Americans are left out of the news narrative, and because of that, Asian Americans then sort of accept the subordination that everything is fine for our communities. There's no point to becoming political or no point to causing disturbance because it appears, at least on surface, that we have it already set and we have it pretty good.
I look at it as it's about you, it's about your family, it's about your friends. How can you not be interested? How can you not want to do something about it? All of the leaders here on campus, all the Asian American leaders are doing so much, and that's one thing I think that a lot of apathetic people see, where it's just too much work instead of the upsides of being here. It's like, it's so inspiring, it's so motivating to see when people change and when people realize, when people want to do work because of what you've done.
Like to change the apathy within the Asian American community is just to continue educating people and continue hosting events. And so although it may be like a slow process or might not catch on right away, that's how like we enact change as an Asian American community.
It doesn't matter how privileged you are eventually going to face some kind of racism, or you are already facing some kind of racism. It's either you know it and you're ignoring it, or you don't know it yet, or it hasn't hit you yet. There are going to be people who are privileged but remain apathetic, but I think that's more of a reason as to why the people who understand that being apathetic isn't a productive choice should be active, should advocate, should do whatever they can.
It's important to just be cognizant of the past struggles that Asian Americans have faced so that we can accept and embrace the identity of Asian Americans in the United States landscape today.
I am Chinese American.
I am Korean American.
I am a cis bisexual Vietnamese woman.
I am Filipino American.
And I identify as Chinese American.
I am Korean American.
I am Chinese American.
I am an Asian American.